Hey guys, what's up? It's Legit. Hope you're doing well. Back in this week with another Lawless London video. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy this one. Got some good clips in here, so you don't want to hear me yabbering on all day, so let's jump straight in and watch some videos. So this one starts off with 5 moped thieves turning up on a bike they've just stolen. They're pushing it along, but they've stopped on this road, presumably to try and turn the alarm off. We can't hear it because there's no audio, but it's probably screaming its head off, and they're all very worried about it, trying to stop it from distracting people and getting the police's attention. Now, while they're doing that, some builders have heard this. Here we go, all like meerkats turning around, and they're coming out to try and stop them. They've got some poles, you know, a couple of bits of wood in their hands to try and fend them off. Now, at the moment, it's 1 builder against 5. He's going to have a couple of mates in now. And the guy, 2 guys on a moped, are going to flee. The other 3 are going to start running, but they're not going to run far. Now, this guy, white hat, he's going to run off, presumably to call the police, leaving 2 guys up the front to defend these 2 bikes from 5 moped thieves. Not a wise move, considering. Now, first guy's come back. This red bike has got the keys in the ignition and is still running. So first thing I would have done is take the keys out of that, disable that bike, and leave them without any chance of getting away on these bikes. But no. They're leaving 1 guy to defend the 2 bikes. He's now got a circular saw in his hand. You might be able to see it. He's pushing it up to the guy. He's going to then cut. He just chopped that guy's, I think it was a pole, whatever he had. Just sliced it just on the side there if you guys watch it. This guy is slowly going to edge back like a timid cat to get on this bike. He's going to jump on it, get away, and then the boys are going to leave empty-handed. And that is a perfect throw onto that guy's back. Happened crazy fast, but you know, they saved this guy's bike. There's probably a load of damage happened to it. But let's slow this down and review this critically and see what we could have done better. Right, so we see this first bike roll up here. Now, luckily there's no pedestrians around or cars. Well, unfortunately there's no cars around that could have given them a good ramming. But at this point, if you're seeing this, you need to be on the phone to the police straight away. This red bike with 2 guys on it doesn't have a number plate on. You know, boys on scooters with no number plates, wearing dark clothing, revving their bikes up and blocking the road and having their bikes on the pavements should ring alarm bells. You should be on the phone to the police straight away. Now, these boys just look like they're fumbling around with the bike trying to stop the alarm. The builders are going to have their attention drawn to this. They're going to come out. The first thing you need to be doing, straight on the phone to the police, shouting for all your mates to come out and help you. Luckily, this guy's got a tool to come out with it. He's flexing a bit, spinning it around, doing a bit of fancy stuff with it. Now, the boys are going to try and reclaim some ground. They're going to put the bike down. Actually, I'm not sure what bike this is. Is that a Triumph or is that a 09 Big Bang R1? I'm not sure. Guys, help me out in the comments down below. Tell me what bike this is. Now, these 2 guys have fended off 5 attackers. They've done really well. That guy was just trying to use his helmet to act as a hammer then. That was, you know, we missed that first time. Just saw it now. Bit cheeky. He runs back to go and get a tool. Now, this is where they start breaking down. They should not lose their formation. There's strength in numbers, and now they've broken down to 2. This guy's going to start peering off as well. So there's now only 1 guy fending off 5 attackers. These guys are going to lose their confidence initially, but then rebuild it as there's only 1 guy defending 2 bikes. Like I said before, this red bike is going to have the key in the ignition. This is a prime time for this guy now, white helmet dude, to take that key out and disable that bike. Then they can start thinking about securing the white bike and making sure that doesn't get nicked either. The best thing to do would be to push the bikes on the ground. The boys now come back in force. They've got their confidence back up and they're feeling like they've got their big boy pants on today. They're going to start flexing their hammers and angle grinders. This guy's got a lovely great big white pole in his hand. That's not a euphemism. Please don't cut that audio and use it against me one day. So they're going to have a little face off now, a little dance off, and you're going to see what I was talking about earlier. The angle grinder is going to cut this guy's pole and it's going to be terrifying. There we go, look at that, that's absolutely terrifying. So the boys are still literally like hyenas. They're just trying to get any little scrap of ground they can on them. You need all your builders out here helping you as much as possible. This guy's testing the water, he's trying to get back on this bike so they can make off now. The first thing you should be doing, again, trying to attack them off. Idiot runs in with the hammer here, don't know why he's holding it behind his back, he's not going to get able to swing at anyone from there. And now they've lost it. He's going to take one last ditch attempt and he's going to hit him on his back. Crazy stuff. It all happened so fast, but there were so many areas there where they kept breaking up and their team was being exploited by these hyena thieves. If you're ever in that situation, stay together, look around you, be aware, look for things to defend yourself with and tools, look for cover and be able to conceal yourself if you need to. Right guys, let's crack on with the next video.
What's he trying to do?
He's trying to nick a bike.
Oh, he's trying to steal another bike on our property, outside our company, for a company building. But he's got like a bandana on.
You staying here? Sorry about
Can we lock this? Have we got a lock that goes in here?
You're on company.
Yeah, there's another one to just turn down as well. There's two gentlemen on a motorbike trying to steal another motorbike. One's a motorbike and one's a moped, I believe.
You got them plates?
Yeah.
There's three of them now.
Right, so this video opens up with this thief on a Duke 390 ragging it silly in an attempt to try and intimidate people, I guess, but yeah, it just has an adverse effect and draws more attention to him. Now, once the film is finished filming the wall, he's going to pan round and show us what we're looking at. Now, I noticed on the phone call, the lady was saying a lot of stuff that isn't really relevant. Like, oh, we're a business building. You know, a 999 operator has to type down everything you say on the phone. Keep it short and precise because they need to send it to police officers as soon as possible. This lady in blue comes up. Might be her moped, you never know. She's getting in between three bike thieves. You're going to see the guy on the left just circling round to come up behind her and try and scare her off in a second. This guy actually pushes her back, probably shouting at her too. It's a scary situation. Even if that is your moped, you need to be so careful. Even if you've got red mist at the time and you just want to defend your property, you need to think about yourself at the end of the day. You don't want to get stabbed over losing a moped. This guy in a truck opens his door in an attempt to do what? I don't know. You're in the driver's seat, pull your truck forward, block that exit, help the lady out? No. The lady gets out her phone and starts filming them. Now, there's two guys in this building with the lady filming on the phone. They easily could have outnumbered and overpowered these guys, but they chose not to. And that's their right to. They are in a safe building, they're trying to lock the door, but at the same time, if that woman gets attacked and gets knifed, they've then got to undo the door and fumble around trying to save her. You've really got to think about what you can do in a situation like this and how you're going to protect others and protect yourself. What would you guys have done if you was that lady?
LV 55 KVS coming into Orpington station to nick bikes.
So ridiculously brave for this girl to do this. Big up to all the girls in this video standing up to bike thieves. You're doing a better job than all the dudes in it. Come on guys, let's be fair. She's going straight up to these dudes who have been fumbling around with what could have been that car or a motorbike behind it. Doesn't even have to say anything, and that makes them jump on that bike and flee the scene. Now he's going to do a pathetic little like middle finger, it's so sad, and then they're going to rev their little like 125 engine as an act of defiance. It's ridiculous, but she did a great job in scaring them off. Now, as long as she keeps herself safe, she's got a lot of concealment and cover to play with all these parked cars. But as there are two of them, she needs to think about what she has to do if they try and attack her. Fantastic job at taking the reg, but it's probably going to be stolen and won't be of any help. So what have we learned from all that? 1. There is strength in numbers. If you or your colleagues or you and your friends are out and about and you see something going up, don't be a lone hero. Get the support of your friends to go with you and deal with them. You're far more likely to scare them off in a group of you when they can see that there's overwhelming power against them. They're more likely to feel like they can intimidate you when you're on your own and it's just you. Secondly, if you can get a weapon and use it effectively, you are drastically increasing your chances of scaring off any potential would-be bike thieves. They're not expecting someone to fight back, and generally they're like water, they're looking for the path of least resistance. Anything you do that's going to hinder them is going to be a headache to them. So if three guys come out with big poles and start trying to hit them, it's going to be a lot harder for them to complete what they wanted to do when they've got that to think about in the back of their heads. Thirdly, call the police. It's far more important the police know what's going on than your social media following. I see far too many people these days filming situations when they're happening instead of telling the police exactly when they're happening. It just means the police are going to arrive at a delayed response time, and your chances of catching them are even slimmer. Facebook and YouTube can wait 10 minutes while the police start getting on their way, screaming on their blues and twos. Fourth, if you can disable or prevent them from getting away, then do so. The easiest way to do this is by tipping their bikes over. I see so many people that are watching these bike thieves committing crimes and are almost next to their mopeds or their getaway bikes and aren't doing anything. Take their keys out, push the motorbike over, do anything that is going to hinder them, delay them, and prevent them from fleeing the crime scene as fast as they can. By doing that, you're aiding the police in the response time, and secondly, you could well damage the bike. You're going to make them think, oh crap, this has gone to absolute arse and we might as well abandon this. You never know. Any little things you do have a drastic impact on others, especially those who are panicking bike thieves who just want to get the job done and go. The fifth and final tip is always have a get out plan. If you're getting into a situation where you're trying to prevent people from committing a crime, always know what your exit is going to be, and don't always just have one. Because like what happens in this video is a bike thief comes up from behind her, she doesn't even know about it, and next thing she knows, she's surrounded. That's the last thing you want. You need to know what is happening around you at all times, not just in front of you where you think the action is happening. You need to know what's happening behind you, to the side of you, any which way your targets are. That's why awareness in these situations is so important. It can be the fine line between you being safe and you being hit by a moped thief whilst they're trying to get you out of the way. Now guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Lawless London. If you have, smash that like button. If you haven't, well, hit that dislike button. If you have any tips, suggestions, what would you have done in any of these situations, drop me a comment down below. The best one gets pinned. Guys, you've been awesome. I've been legit. I'll catch you in the next one.